This presentation is meant to generate discussion on how to design professional learning experiences for Oregonian educators so that they can more effectively implement Indigenous-led initiatives such as Tribal History, Shared History, and integrate them into their curricula. So-called 21st century learning is a big topic in education. The 4 C's listed here under skills have been particularly endorsed as essential to what is called the 21st century knowledge economy. I believe that all the attributes listed here can be addressed through responsible and respectful relationship building with Indigenous communities and Indigenous knowledges. The challenge for educators as they attempt to engage their students using 21st century methodologies is that the educators themselves weren't necessarily taught through the use of those methodologies. Education implies an active culture of learning. So if we truly wish to see these creative, collaborative, diverse, character-building learning environments, then educators need to continue to learn along with their students, especially if we are being guided by the adage that the only constant is change. This graphic represents what I feel is necessary to achieve dynamic professional communities of practice among educators, and a way to build personal enthusiasm for one's work as an educator. Creativity and innovation are at the center of this framework because it is important that as educators we continue to build new connections, promote new understandings, and more innovative ways of doing. What educators need is a team of professionals devoted to maintaining what amounts to a redesign in learning and a restructuring of educational experiences. While educational practices and methodologies are being reassessed, so is the purpose of education. As Calderon says here, education should really promote models of sustainability and community. What we should consider as educators is that that has perhaps always been the purpose of education, and that purpose has been interrupted by colonial frameworks for schooling, teaching, and learning. If we briefly compare Indigenous learning methodologies to so-called 21st century methodologies, the 21st century methodologies mirror a lot of the ideas that are already present in Indigenous methodologies. What is missing in the 21st century methodologies is a genuine framework for truly promoting cultural and ecological sustainability. The Oregon Department of Education already requires that educators have access to curricula created by local First Nations that more accurately and respectfully portray Native Indigenous communities as complex and diverse sovereign societies that continue to be present on this land since time immemorial. These curricula also more honestly and respectfully examine the relationship that exists between Indigenous societies and settler colonial society. The challenge here is in how non-Indigenous teachers can really engage with these curricula if they are teaching from within settler colonial structures that represent settler colonial interests. It is time to more seriously consider how Native Indigenous ways of knowing, learning, and teaching can transform education as it has been practiced in settler colonial society. This can only be accomplished by recognizing, honoring, and deferring to the original inhabitants of land, which includes human, other than human, and more than human entities, or the social, emotional, intellectual, physical, and spiritual beings that comprise land as place. A significant first step for non-Indigenous educators is also to learn how to critically distinguish between Indigenous land-oriented frameworks and colonial frameworks. Transforming education as a whole begins with transformations in professional learning experiences for teachers. It requires a highly informed and skilled personnel made up of at least 50% Native Indigenous professionals and educators. The program will act as a spiraling out of community building and will offer perennial resources and facilitation to those who have completed the training and established their own professional communities of practice. The program will continue to grow and improve through research, analysis, and relationship. Relationship building is the overall goal. Creative, innovative, and dynamic learning communities is a goal. What is crucial to this program's mission, however, is that educators are able to identify the points of confluence where Indigenous and so-called 21st century methodologies converge, so we can really begin building a shared history that benefits land and all its networks of society. Thank you, and please direct any further questions. Feel free to initiate any further discussion at the contact information listed here.